everybody, today we're going to look at one of the most common and important chord changes in jazz music, rhythm changes. We'll talk about 3 different ways that you can approach it, as well as apply it to your own improvisation. The great thing about rhythm changes is you can make it as simple or as complicated as you want to. Let's talk about it right now. So the first concept that we're going to cover is how to simplify the A section changes of a rhythm changes. Now, rhythm changes at first glance can seem daunting and overwhelming. It's usually played at a fast tempo and has tons of moving chords in it. This usually causes players who are not familiar or not comfortable playing over this to play literally every single note or chord that you can play. This leads to a non-stop barrage of 8th note lines that can become monotonous for the player as well as the listener. Now, this isn't always a bad thing, but today we're going to talk about how to strip away the fluff and really look at what matters in this progression. So here is what most people play over the A section of a rhythm changes. You don't need 90% of these chords. It can be boiled down to really just 3 chords: B flat, E flat, and F dominant 7. So mostly it's just 1, 5, 1. We can just solo over B flat major for most of this progression. You can find examples of many of the jazz greats playing this way, such as Charlie Parker. Here's a line that Charlie Parker would play that is mostly just B flat. Or you can play this great line. He's mostly just enclosing the chord tones of B flat in both these licks. Remember that you can land on the extensions of B flat as well. Notes like the 9th or the 13th can really add some color and interest to your lines. You can also treat this as a blues. If you know some blues lines such as this one, then you can just treat the A section like a B flat blues. So for our next concept, we're going to focus on the opposite of simplifying. We are going to be adding chords now. I want to welcome Jamie Holroyd to the channel. I'll be doing a collab on his channel, so make sure to check that out. Take it away, Jamie.
Hi everyone, glad to be here. Thanks to Nathan for having me on the channel. I'm looking forward to showing you a chord substitution that you can use over the first 4 bars of the rhythm changes. Sonny Stitt and Don Biased love this chord progression, and I think you will too. So let's get to it. Let's begin by looking at one of the most common ways to play the first 4 bars of the rhythm changes. The first 4 bars of the rhythm changes usually consist of 2 turnarounds, a 1-6-2-5 followed by a 3-6-2-5. The first thing that we're going to do here is change the chord quality of each of the chords to a dominant 7th chord. Dominant 7ths are the most flexible harmonic extension you can add to a chord, so they work great in this situation. The second thing that we're going to do is extend the cycle in bars 3 and 4 to start 2 bars earlier in bar 1. So where we would typically have a B flat 7, we're going to now have an F sharp 7, which is going to go upper 4th to B7, then upper 4th to E7, upper 4th to A7, which brings us nicely to the D7 in bar 3. So at first glance you might be thinking that this F sharp 7 has nothing to do with a B flat, and of course you're entirely right by thinking that, but both of these progressions are destination orientated, so they end up going to the D in bar 3, and ultimately this goes to the B flat in bar 5. You've just heard a line using the Sonny Stitt Don Bias chord substitution. Let's see how this sounds against a line that uses the original harmonies. So what you're going to hear now is 2 lines played back to back. The first A section of rhythm changes is going to be outlined using the chords which we talked about earlier. After that, you're going to hear the line which I've just played, so you'll hear how the two sound in contrast to one another. Let us know in the comment section below, which approach do you like more? Do you like using the original harmony in your improvisation? Do you like using the chord subs, or a mix of both? Let us know in the comment section below, we'd love to find out what you think. So, is this type of chord substitution interchangeable? Do you have to let the guys that you're playing with know that you're going to be using these chords? It's a difficult question to answer, to be honest, but you sometimes can get away with using these chord substitutions without communicating to the band prior. I find that you have to be playing rhythm changes at a fast tempo to do this, and you have to have a strong melodic idea. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this section. Back over to you, Nathan.
Thanks so much, Jamie. Really great stuff. Make sure to go subscribe to his channel if you aren't, for some more great jazz content. The last topic I want to cover is something that I learned from transcribing Lewis Smith's great solo on Bacon. He took the concept of making everything B flat and instead made everything B flat diminished. This concept can be found in other tunes, such as the great Benny Golson Upper Manhattan Medical Group. You take your tonic major chord and make it diminished so it resolves back to itself, to add a little bit of tension and color. Here's the line that Lewis played. He's mostly just playing the triads in the B flat diminished scale. So what we can learn from this is that we can either play the B flat diminished arpeggio, or we can play the triads from the B flat diminished scale and connect them together. Here are a couple examples. For a more in-depth analysis of this video, make sure to check out my previous lesson where I talked about this exact line. You can find a link in the corner of this video. So to recap, we can either simplify the changes, substitute the changes, or superimpose other changes. Now what I want to do is try to demonstrate this in one chorus over a B flat rhythm changes. I'll label when I'm using a concept covered in our lesson today. Thanks so much for watching this video about 3 different ways that you can master rhythm changes. If you like this video and want to see more like it, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well as that like button. Also, make sure to leave a comment below about things you want me to see cover in the future, as well as if you just want to say hi. I always read them and I love hearing back from you guys. Thanks again for watching, and remember to always keep swinging.